King of the Pit TV signing in. Clarity by Jimmy Eat World is the record we're listening to. A very healthy record at 15 numbers. This one's Lucky Denver Mint. All right, look at my guy running to gamble. Look at this. Pure degeneracy. Do you know what I mean? I know there's a lot of symbols prior to the downfall of a civilization, but supposedly gambling and prostitution of the peoples is like the last sort of stepping stone. And have a look at the world we live in, right? Lucky Denver Mint, let's go. We're not going to talk politics tonight, people. We might go into a little bit of rambling and raving on stuff I truly don't understand, alright? I like to make it sound like I understand stuff. I don't. I've got a healthy book here, speaking of healthy projects. It's called What Do You Say After You Say Hello? And it's about transactional communication. And I think it's a fascinating concept, you know. The economy of conversation and communication. You scratch my back, I scratch yours in a evolutionary biological sense, you know. And it definitely is true. It definitely is true. It definitely is true. The idea of taking a freebie off of someone is an incredibly oppressive circumstance you may put yourself into. Always pay for stuff, even if it's 50 pence, if it's £1, yeah? For something that's worth £200, don't allow people to give you stuff for free, alright, really. Because unless you're comfortable with the ties that bind with that, yeah? That's it. If I give you over 350 free full album listen throughs via a link in my profile on the YouTube, yeah? Maybe, potentially, after having access to such a great abundance of free material, you may feel obliged to perhaps sign up to the Patreon to get one of your own. Do you see? Transactional. I'm wide open as far as this game is concerned. Live and learn and understand. I think it was the Chinese. The Chinese have got a proverb, you must give before you take, right? And of course that sounds quite Machiavellian in a sense, but have a look at the world around you, yeah? It is a psychological ploy that all of these companies utilize on you, yeah? Little bit of game tonight, you know? Let's not mess around. It's rare you get true charity in this world, you know? But that's godliness. You know when you're talking to someone and they rub their nose, right? And the general populace sort of identifies that non-verbally as a cue as a tick of somebody lying to you, right? Not necessarily always the case, so let me give you some information on that. When we're anxious, right, and what would drive anxiety is, let's say, for example, I were lying to you, or I said something I shouldn't, right? And I've verbalized it, I've said it, or you've asked me a question where I should say it, but consciously I'm speaking to myself and saying I shouldn't say that, or oh, I shouldn't have said that, right? This is called a pacifying behavior. It's a self-touch gesture, right? Which is what we do to stimulate nerve endings in relation to the stress hormone, the cortisol we are experiencing at that particular moment in time, all right? I'm giving you some serious game here, right? So when we say something we don't want to say, or when we say something we shouldn't say, or when we say something wrong or incorrect and so forth, I like the young child who once will go, and we'll cover our mouth, right? So what happens is the nose is an indirect adult means of doing the same behavior, but given that the adult has learned, I have to be a bit more indirect with these behaviors because I'm not a child anymore, and I have to blend in with societal norms a bit more. They will touch the nose, indirectly covering the mouth as a byproduct. Now, that's not to say the story of Pinocchio isn't incorrect. So when you do lie, or when you're feeling that anxiety, yeah, you'll feel a very genuine, not an unconscious, it's a very genuine tickle of the nose, because you will have a dilation of the nerves within the nose. Your nose literally will grow momentarily, and it'll give you a genuine tickle, as to which you will tickle, but once again, re-emphasized by, not only is it a pacifying self-touching behavior to soothe off anxiety, but you also cover the nose in the meantime. It's like a three-pronged means of communication. And there you go, the more you know her. The thing is, right, when we, like, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily completely agree with evolutionary biology. I think there might have been some involvement in our species on the way to what we were from an external force, potentially. I mean, I can't tell you what's right and what's wrong, but why not, right? And when we were supposedly were primitive, and we still have the limbal brain within us, we still have a primitive emotional brain, right? We communicated with the utmost of honesty, right? Within reason. And then when we became human, we started to verbalize, and all the word provided us was the purpose of lying. So our animalistic, primitive, non-verbal communication is still as honest as it's ever been. The only thing that changes is our words can lie now. So you can always see this non-congruence between body language and verbal communication given you learn that information. Completely off topic and irrelevant, but I thought, you know what, if I'm dropping a bit of game in this listen through, I might as well do so, you know. Bit of a laugh, eh? Bit of a laugh. There you go. Only thing is, if you want to learning about body language, reading people non-verbally, essentially reading their mind, understand you're not going to forget that information, and because you won't forget that information, you're going to find discomfort in communicating with those you love. Because you'll realise the ones closest to you lie to you, hold stuff back from you, find discomfort in particular topics, and you'll see a side to them you've never seen before. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, you know? And you can't switch it off once you learn it. Pandora's box. This is very pop rock with a little bit of an emo tinge, isn't it? A lot of people reminiscing, I see. Then we might blend it into Your New Aesthetic. You're now bigger than it's something you'd hear on the radio, innit? Let's keep going. Your New Aesthetic. Not on prime time, but, you know, catch the mainstream radio at the right time. You probably hear something like that, maybe at some point. Your New Aesthetic.